Now, these are the visuals that came in, of course, just about an hour before when the shooting or shots were heard at the dinner that took place at Washington Hill, where President Trump, Melania Trump, along with White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt were evacuated immediately after shots were fired. What we know is that Donald Trump will be addressing the press at the White House very shortly. And now this comes after Trump and other senior officials where they were evacuated from the White House correspondents' dinner after loud bangs were heard at this event. These are the statements that came in. Quite an evening in D.C. Secret Service and law enforcement did a fantastic job. They acted quickly and bravely. Now, this was right before when there were speculations about Trump addressing the media, but it was soon announced by Trump itself that he will be evacuating and he will be back at the White House. Well, he will be briefing the media. We also know that this particular event will be rescheduled within 30 days, which was said by Donald Trump himself on Truth Social. Susan, what we know is that So what we know right now is, of course, we will be waiting for the president to, of course, address the media. We also know that President Trump's security team they were seen evacuating Trump from the dais. Vice President J.D. Vance and members of Trump's cabinet who were also attendants were rushed out. What we know about the suspected shooter is that the shooter is being now apprehended. And U.S. officials have said that President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and everyone else is now safe. The U.S. Secret Service, which is probing the shooting incident, has confirmed that Trump and First Lady Melania Trump are now safe. Susan, thanks for joining us. What we know right now is President Trump will be addressing media very shortly, and he is back at the White House. What is the latest that you're picking up?
So he is at the White House, and so is the press pool covering him tonight. President Trump said that he would be holding that news conference shortly. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is at the front doors of the West Wing right now. He was there about 10 minutes ago. And also, we are being told that the White House correspondent dinner is not going to go as planned. And the Secret Service and the police and law enforcement have said that they want the building evacuated so they can completely sweep that location. So the dinner is canceled. As President Trump said, he hopes that this dinner will continue and go on in about 30 days from now. But let's see what the president says.
Absolutely. Of course, we'll be waiting for Trump to now address. What we also know is that this person who were armed with a shotgun, is according to reports that say that the person armed with shotgun had attempted to breach the security at the White House press dinner. Since the fact that we had heard these shots fired in a very close proximity to the president does raise a lot of questions about the security situation at the event. Of course, the president was evacuated immediately along with his wife and First Lady Melania Trump. But the fact that this has taken place at a conference, at a dinner, which President Trump has attended for the first time as president. He had boycotted before. He did not attend it when he was in his first term, but he has attended this for the first time after becoming the president. We'll be waiting for Trump to, of course, address. What is the latest that you're picking up from the event place? Has everyone evacuated? What do we know about the security situation and the apprehension of the suspect?
Right. The apprehension of the suspect, we do know that the Secret Service has put out a statement officially saying that the individual is in custody. He's been apprehended. We don't know his state right now at this point. There are some names floating around. We're going to refrain from naming anyone as of now until we get it independently verified and confirmed from official sources. The Secret Service has called on everyone to evacuate. But remember, this is a ballroom that's about 30,000 square feet. There were thousands of individuals in there. It wasn't just the media, but it was politicians that these media organizations invite to attend from Democrat and Republican both. So it was not only the U.S. president, his cabinet, members of the media in Washington, D.C., but also Democratic politicians, Republican politicians, and individuals from all walks of life if they were invited to sit at these media tables. I think it's very significant to note that Erica Kirk was also a guest at this event. Remember, Erica Kirk is the wife of the late conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated himself last September. So you can just imagine what a traumatizing event this is for Erica as well. She was seen being ushered out of the hotel shortly after this incident happened.
Absolutely.